Well, here we are. I know it's been a while. Lots happened. Ohio's still under the COVID, as is the rest of the nation, with the riots and everything else that's going on. But y'all can watch the news for that. So, moved some stuff around in the yard. Had a graduation party for Chloe this past weekend. So, here's an update of everything else that's going on. So, here's Cooper. Say hi, Cooper.
Hi.
There's Willow, the newest addition to the family. Uh, Cooper needed a little companion. Not like we don't have, a mess of other dogs, but Cooper has a puppy. Willow, who's ignoring me, which is fine. So, here's an update of what we have going on. We'll start with the Blue Ranger that was the daughter's boyfriend. Well, I got it running. The four-wheel drive works, the brakes work. Between pull apart and, some ingenuity and several trips to the parts store, it's running. Goes up the highway at 70 miles an hour. The AC blows cold. It's become my little work truck. Me and Cody had found a cap for $20 on Facebook Marketplace. So it is my work truck and kid hauler. You see a Toyota. Cody, who is 15, got a job. He's a dishwasher at the local restaurant in town. And he bought himself a nice Toyota four-wheel drive. Typical Toyota problems. It needs some maintenance, has some rust. Head gaskets are blown. And the frame's a little soft. I can weld up the frame, that's not a problem. The head gaskets, we can replace the head gaskets and have the heads machined. We just found an engine at the junkyard that had all of that done, and it's actually cheaper than the head gasket set. So let Cody save up some money, and we'll replace the engine and sleeve the frame, go through and do the brakes and get everything in order. He still has 6 months till he can drive. Okay, so the weekender, well, the rack and pinion's out on the front end, so the steering sucks, and you get death wobble all the time if it's out of fluid, and it pretty much pissing out fluid right now, and blew out the rear end again. So, the pinion bearing went out. I have the pinion bearing, and I have a rebuild kit for it, so I'm going to start on that soon. Bought a 91 Wrangler frame with axles. So we are going to take off the leaf springs and the bracketry and the axle off the Wrangler frame, and I'm going to do a solid axle swap, leaf springs onto the Ranger. So it makes it nice. The bolt pattern's about the same. Jeep rims fit on Fords, but Ford rims do not fit on the Jeep. I found a 4-cylinder Wrangler, which the 4 cylinders also came with 410 gears, so it'll match that of the truck. And I have the steering box and everything else that we need to do this conversion. So we're going to start on that real soon. We've also been raising pheasants and ducks. And as for the camper, the inside is just about complete. Cooper, go ahead and open the door and we'll go in, and it's kind of a mess. I bought some tents and some other camping equipment for the kids. So it's kind of a storage area right now with some of the parts and stuff to fix it. But we did a battery supply box. The inverters are hooked up. I have the control panel, and it turns on LED lighting. I also installed one of the Chinese diesel heaters for winter camping. So I got a boot dryer vent and a vent that'll blow out. I have a air cot that actually folds up, and it fits in there perfect, actually. So really all I have left to do is seal the sideboards and put the water tank on the front and power that up for the hot shower system. But I have 3 batteries. We have diesel fuel, the wiring system, everything's fused and protected. The inverter was actually given to me. The casing was cracked. Wired it up, had to epoxy the terminal, and it works, and it powers the air cot. It's a 110 pump and vacuum, so the bed folds up and down. But we got the door made, we got the window in the door. So I just got to seal it up a little bit and paint it. And the 1-ton runs, turbo seized up, so I have to tear that apart and see if I can't free it up or do a rebuild kit on the turbo. But I'll get some tires for the front and align it and get the turbo ready, and the 1-ton will be operational by the fall. So there's the puppy, there's the Cooper, and there's all of our projects and what has been going on. We did make it out once or twice fishing so far. Made it once before the rear end blew out on the Weekender Ranger. And then we've taken Little Blue a couple times. Like I said, the 4-wheel drive works and it's kind of nice. Becky got a new Jeep, so the Mercedes gets to rest a while till I get everything else cleaned up, and I'll start doing the maintenance on the Mercedes. Needs a drive shaft and head gaskets as well, and some of the polyurethane bushings and everything. So the Jeep is still running. Chloe had it for over a month. It works. It just doesn't have air conditioning, but the 4-wheel drive works. It starts and runs. So almost everything is finally running. Just have to work on the Weekender, which the other plans for that, besides the solid axle swap, I'm in the process of purchasing an Explorer with the V8. So that will make the Ranger an automatic. It'll have the 5-liter, pretty much a Mustang engine in it. And I'll switch out and go old school with a 205 transfer case, to the solid axles and V8. And it then will also be able to pull the camper. I realized it's a big air block. It's like pulling an air dam. And the 3/4 plywood sheets, we got them at a discount, found it on Facebook. So the money invested for all the lumber, it saved us huge, but they're quite heavy. 3/4 adds a lot of weight to the trailer, and it's rather difficult to pull, actually. And I noticed last time I tried to do anything with the Weekender that the clutch started to slip a little bit. So with a V8 and an automatic, it should be able to pull just fine. So that'll be this winter's project. I want to get the axles done and get it running so we can at least take it up for a camping trip this fall. Get Cody's little Toyota running by the wintertime. He'll be 16 at the end of January. So that gives us a deadline to do an engine swap and weld the frame and make sure everything else is mechanically sound for him. So, really the same thing. Work, kids, work, repeat. Throw a puppy in the mix and keep the vehicles running. And that's where we're at on our cozy little 2 acres. We got critters and puppies and kids. Sadly, not much adventure this year. Just too much going on. Everything was shut down. We were going to go trout fishing, but they closed the forest Friday night before the opening day. I had called Thursday, and the forest was open. Everything was good. And Friday, the news came out, and that was in April. So it's been... it's been a few months. Here we are in mid-July. There were no 4th of July fireworks. Not much was going on. Just kids and puppies. Here, Cooper, what do you want to talk about?
Nothing.
Are you upset with the willow? Here.
Keep going over there.
I know. Here, you can film for a minute. And you narrate. What do you want to say?
Training a puppy is hard, and they run everywhere, chew, bite. As having a puppy is fun but difficult.
Puppies are difficult. It's like having children. You know, when you were a baby and started crawling, you didn't listen all that well and you got into stuff.
Everyone does that.
Same with puppies. Same with puppies.
It takes forever to train puppies, though.
Not really. It only takes a few months relative to years upon years with children.
Yeah.
So,
That's compared to the lifespan.
yeah.
So people have a big lifespan.
Willow!
Not compared to turtles, but...
Where'd she go? All right. Well, everybody, have a great day. Thanks for watching.